What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to SeaWorld Productions. You guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Sorry for the delay in this video. I've been sick. But yes, I have finally seen Wonder Woman 1984 twice now. I got a second viewing this morning. I really just wanted to solidify how I felt about this movie before I did my spoiler review. Yes, spoiler review. If you haven't seen this movie yet, go watch it and come back to my review and we can talk about it in the comments down below. Now, Wonder Woman 1984, story by Patty Jenkins and Geoff Johns. Yes, Geoff Johns. So much to talk about in this movie. Now, this was a highly anticipated movie, especially after 2017's Wonder Woman film, how that movie was such a phenomenal film. I didn't expect anything less from Wonder Woman 1984. With that being said, I'm not going to cookie cutter this review or my thoughts. I don't like saying review because I'm not a fucking critic. I'm just a fan who loves to watch movies. So I'm going to give it to you guys honest and raw. Wonder Woman 1984, directed by Patty Jenkins, starring Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Pedro Pascal, and Kristen Wiig, was a big disappointment. Huge disappointment in my eyes. Went into this movie super excited on Christmas Day. I was like, hell yeah, we finally get to experience Wonder Woman 1984. I cannot wait to see what Patty Jenkins has in store. All in all, fell flat. I felt so bored during the first and second act of this movie. I was just like, is this what we're really doing? So many things that didn't add up. So many things I didn't agree with. Yeah, I like the way the beginning of the film felt with the whole flashback scene of, you know, young Diana and the mascara. I thought that was great. I was like, okay, cool. Let's ride out those coattails, right? But no, you guys, we went straight into that whole mall scene, that cringe fest mall scene. Excuse me, still kind of sick. It was so lame, so cringy. The guy had the girl over the I was just like, this can't be real. Like, I get you're inspired by the Christopher Donner films, the Superman films. I get it. But my God, that was just terrible. Like, it was so cringeworthy. The actors screaming, don't let her go. What are you doing? Like, I get this is an 80s film, but we're still in 2020. I think we can kind of wrap up some things. Now, just because it's an 80s film doesn't mean it has to be an 80s type script. And I felt like the greatest flaw in this movie was the script, the story. A lot of this shit just didn't add up. It really didn't. Granted, I enjoyed Gal Gadot's performance. I thought she elevated her performance, excuse me, as Wonder Woman and Diana. I thought her performance was much better in 1984 than it was in the original Wonder Woman in 2017. Pedro Pascal, definitely as Maxwell Lord, was a show stealer for me. I'll say that. I really enjoyed his performance. Kristen Wiig as Cheetah, or the lead up to Cheetah, was so overdone and so cheesy. By the time she turned out to be Cheetah in the third act, apex predator. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be anything like Diana. No, I want to be an apex predator. I was just like, okay, so if that's how, okay, whatever. Fine, whatever. What else? The whole Steve Trevor plot to this movie was beyond stupid. I was the person that when they announced that Chris Pine was coming back, I was like, this is stupid. He died. There's no point to bring this character back. And there wasn't. This whole magic stone, you make a wish, it comes true. Right? That was the whole story of this film. That was Maxwell Lord's main incentive. You know what I mean? He was a failed businessman, blah, blah, blah. he wanted the stone, he got the stone, and now all of a sudden he has this power, excuse me, to make all the wishes come true for anybody he encounters. I was just like, wow, what a terrible, terrible like storyline to go off of, especially from the hit Wonder Woman film 2017. Tonally, I know this is gonna feel everywhere, and I'm following it. Like I said, these are just my thoughts. I'm not a fucking reviewer. I hate that whole review thing. The tone changes drastically from the first film to the second film, and I dislike that so much because that first film was so serious. And I feel like being set in 1984, it really shot themselves in the foot because it allowed them to do certain things and just play silly and shit like that. And I'm just like, dude, what's going on? Like, are we going to try to make Wonder Woman, you know what I mean? Like, are we going to try to make her even better? Or are we just going to drag her character further down? That's what I felt like. And I feel like she could have been written a lot more badasser. There was no action in this movie. I felt like this movie had such little action, and the action that was in the film was subpar. That's just the truth. The whole scene where she's going after Maxwell Lord, you know what I mean, and she's getting injured or whatnot, and she's flipping trucks over. I was like, okay, cool, all right, like, okay. Or the third act, you know what I mean, where she's fighting Cheetah. Cool. Nothing awed me. Yeah, I thought the whole Golden Eagle armor was dope. I was like, all right, cool, that's cool. But nothing made my jaw drop during this entire film. And that's the unfortunate part. It really is super unfortunate. Super, super unfortunate, you guys. I didn't really like the whole grasp of that. I was just like, man, we dumbed ourselves down so much from the beautiful masterpiece action sequences in the first film. How do we take a step backwards? Goddamn, excuse me, guys. It just doesn't really make any sense to me why they would do that. You know what I mean? Like, they cut... Before this pandemic, there were already a bunch of delays for this movie. What were you doing during these delays? Were you rewriting shit? Were you taking stuff out and trying to add character moments between Diana and Steve Trevor, which I didn't give two shits about because Steve Trevor just literally hopped in some fool's body, some random cat's body, and was like, hey, I'm back now. You wished it, I'm back. You know what I mean? Like, it was so ridiculous. It didn't... you guys, I'm just so disappointed in this movie. So disappointed. Like, where do we go? And they just announced today that Patty Jenkins is coming back to direct the third Wonder Woman film. I was like, okay, cool. But after what I just saw, well, y'all better come up with a better story. And the fact that they say they're fast-pacing this greenlit for a Wonder Woman 3 is concerning. Very much concerning. Don't fast-pace shit. Come up with a good script first. And then let's progress. You're going to fast-pace to a Wonder Woman 3? Okay, what does that mean? This film just came out. Patty Jenkins is already going to be over at Disney, the whole Star Wars universe. Where do they have time for Wonder Woman 3? So a lot of concerns for Wonder Woman 3 after experiencing Wonder Woman 1984. A lot of concerns. Excuse me. Like I said before, the whole action sequences really were a bummer. Even the scenes where she was like running, they looked off and awkward. I was just like, it just doesn't look right. It really doesn't. Let's talk about the lasso of truth. More so of like the lasso I can grab anything and get you anywhere you want to be. Like, it was ridiculous. I was just like, this lasso of truth was like, she was using it to whip herself up in the air to like clouds. And I was just like, how is it attaching itself to anything? So is this just like a magical lasso that can do anything you put your mind to? She can fly now. Wonder Woman can fly in the DCEU in 1984. But she doesn't fly in Batman versus Superman. I don't know why that is, but it's stupid. And that's the continuity errors in the DCU that have me going ballistic. You have other directors, you have other writers who are not on the same board with certain characters. And that is the frustrating part in the DCU. And I'm pretty sure Zack and his Wonder Woman in the Snyder Cut are going to feel so drastically different from Wonder Woman 1984. I mean, this Wonder Woman felt so different for BVS. Like, she was badass in Batman versus Superman. She was. Then all of a sudden, she's like, hey, you know, in this movie, it's just totally different, you know. I'm just, you know, around. I was just, no. So disappointed, you guys. So disappointed in this film. A lot of people are talking about the Hans Zimmer's, you know, the score. Okay. Probably the least Hans Zimmer score it wasn't memorable. I can't tell you one part that score was in this movie. Nothing. I was just like, oh, I didn't even notice. That's how out of the movie I was. And I wanted this movie to succeed. I wanted this movie to do great. I really enjoyed Wonder Woman 2017. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I do. But the pacing, the script, the action, the character development, Kristen Wiig's Cheetah, Barbara, didn't give a shit about her whole, and the whole, like, she wished to be like Diana. Why would that steal Diana's powers from Diana and give it to Barbara? That was stupid to me. I was like, okay, that makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And you know what I mean? And the whole, like I said, you know, you have to you have to get rid of your wish in order for things to go back. And that's how Steve Trevor, and she got her powers back. And, you know, it was just a lot of stuff. I had a lot of problems with, you guys. A lot of stuff. They could have did so much. There was so much potential for this movie. And all in all, I think the script was the biggest problem. You know what I mean? And it leads me to believe that with all the delays and shit like that, this movie was never set to do well. And, you know, I'm kind of happy it went straight to HBO Max and I didn't get to pay money for this shit. Because I would have walked out the theater hella disappointed as well. Really disappointed. Kind of nervous for Wonder Woman, 3, you guys. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, what kind of story that Patty Jenkins can create. And then you have wow. Drawing a blank right now. The OG Wonder Woman show up at the end of the movie for like a little fan service type ordeal. Didn't really care. I think it was Linda Carter. She's the original Wonder Woman. Never seen anything of, her original stuff. But apparently she was, I forgot her name, but she was the chick who donned the golden armor suit before Wonder Woman got it. So she's alive and well, and she's doing her thing and still saving people, I guess. I don't know if they plan on capitalizing off of that and using it, in the third film or the whole, HBO Max series they have in store. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. All in all, the good definitely doesn't outweigh the bad. The bad is just smothered all over this shit. And I don't think it's not fixable at this point. Wonder Woman 1984 is not a movie I'd buy. I don't need to watch it again. And I probably won't. And I'll leave it at that. And I'm hoping that we get to see a much better ass Wonder Woman in the Snyder Cut come March, you guys. That's what I'm really excited for. And I hope it's great. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Wonder Woman 1984. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? What did you guys like about this movie? What didn't you like about this movie? Post your comments down below. And thank you for taking time out of your day for watching Zero Productions. Peace.
We out.